I will show you what's in this box. Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd try to pop in a last time before heading off to the art fair that I mentioned in my previous videos. And if I look exhausted, it's because I absolutely am. It's been a very intense couple of weeks and there was so much to do, to prepare, to order, to package and everything like that before the upcoming event. And yeah, my hot tip here would be, if you have a fixed amount of time planned for everything, just be sure and throw in an extra week or so, because you probably will need it. Everything took more time than what I initially anticipated, and the heat wave we are experiencing here in France at the moment certainly did not help, because as you guys already know, I'm printing from my home. I do not have a special studio. I mean, I have a dedicated space in the house to do it, but it's not enough to fit in a real press. So I'm printing by hand, and well, it's worse than exercising in this heat, to be honest. So yeah, it was physically a bit difficult as it was slowing down the process. At the same time, it was a bit, well, discouraging to see it slow down and to not be able to keep up the timeline as planned, hoped, whatever. So I had to abandon the idea of the 3 paintings as well as the last multicolored print to be ready, done and dried for the Scottish Festival. It's not a big deal. I am sure that the pieces that I have currently in stock are more than sufficient. It's just I wanted to do this for me and I wanted to include those works, but well, that's life. It didn't happen. You have to be prepared to have some stuff like that turning out. I had some family emergencies. I had some appointments that I had to honor in the last couple of weeks, so I had to pop in and out to Paris as well, which took up quite a lot of time. But all in all, everything is kind of ready. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is what remains to be done today. Tomorrow morning we are heading out to Saint Andiol and we'll be hanging everything in at the stand, but we will definitely want to head out as early as possible tomorrow in the morning, because we have a 7-hour drive or something like that. So we would want to make a small pause in between to stretch out our legs, to have lunch. So it will be quite strenuous tomorrow. I hope that we will be able to charge the car today in the evening once everything is matted and packaged and things like that, so that we can just pop into the car tomorrow in the morning and just, you know, head out. What I wanted you to show today are all the bits and bobs that arrived since the last time I've talked to you, and that I added to my order list, because you know, you can plan for so much and then still have things popping into your head and thinking about stuff that can actually improve the setup. So I'll show you what I'm going to take with me that is in this little box. What I completely forgot to tell you in the last video, oops, is that I ordered a payment terminal that is called SumUp. Maybe you've already heard about it. It's been around for, well, at least 5 years, if I'm correct in my recollection. I'll show you the details in the close-up. Of course, all those festival goers and people who are used to attend to art fairs and stuff like that, they will obviously already be used to having some cash on them and will probably be prepared for the occasion. But my thinking here was that as I'm bringing along some of the oil paintings as well, that are quite a bit more pricey than what you would usually pay for a print, for instance, I would want to facilitate the purchase, because Saint Andiol is quite a small town, so I'm not even sure whether there will be ATM machines. I think there will, but I personally already had experiences where I attended some antique fairs and stuff like that that are taking place in really smaller villages where there were no ATM machines. So I had to drive up to the next town in order to do a withdrawal and then come back in order to pay for stuff. And I would not want my customers to have the same experience. So I thought that it would be easier to have a payment terminal and thus offer the more comfortable way maybe to pay with a credit card. I'm sure it would not have been an issue for the smaller prints that are up to 40 or 60 euros, but for the larger ones as well as the oil paintings, I personally would prefer to offer them the possibility to pay with a card. Now I will take you with me and show you what's in this box. Okay, so as I mentioned, SumUp is a brand that are offering different types of payment terminals like this one. I believe there are 3 different kinds of this. The first is a very small one that only works if correctly connected to your phone. The second one is the one I got, and then there's a third one that also offers you the possibility to print the invoices. I've opted for the second option, something in between, because as you can see, you have the docking station that allows you to charge it. And I thought that while I'm outside, and had I chosen the smallest one, I would have to not only charge the device itself, but also keep an eye on my phone, whether it is fully charged, to keep it work, and I just didn't want to have the hassle. So this is the device itself. As you can see, it is a really small, flat, really lightweight little terminal that you can plug into its socket. Ooh, can you please focus on this? It has only one button to turn it on and off, and then at the back you have the slot for the card, obviously. I've already set it up yesterday. It took me about 10 to 15 minutes. It was not at all difficult to do. The way that it goes is you would type in the sum that you are charging. So let's say I would sell a print for 100 euros, then all I have to do is type the sum in. What is really practical here is that you can say what your VAT here is, and it will appear on the invoice that the customer will receive at the end. You can send it either per SMS or per email, and you can change it anytime you want in the setup. So this is the setup screen. You can obviously change the information about your shop. There's something about the software updates, luminosity, and then the language you're using. So I've set it to French, obviously. And what I like very much about this little system is also the possibility to add a description to every transaction. So I can say, for instance, lino print Selkie, right? And then this again will appear in the invoice as well as in the history of your sale. So I don't have any for the moment because I haven't used it yet. But I think this is something that will come in handy very much, both for the customers, but also for my accountant, who will be relieved to have something very clear, very neat, with a history of every transaction and the VAT already applied to everything. Next up is this little system of chains. My photographer friend told me that the way he attached and displayed his photographs at the stand last year was with a fixation system like this one. So you basically have one 5-meter long chain like this that you can attach different types of hooks to that come separately in this little plastic bag. There are different sizes. So you have one big hook like this, and well, not one. I think there are 10 or something like that. I can't remember. And then you have these. Oops, well, I've just broken it. Yeah, I just made a mess. Never mind. Then you have these smaller ones that you can pop open in that way. And then you have quite a few of these. I'm not sure if I want to use them. I don't think I will. But the general idea here would be to take one end of this that I now can't find, of course. It would have been too easy. Where is it? You stupid thing. So you take one end, attach it to the bigger hook, attach the biggest hook to one of these structures at the stand, and then attach these hooks somewhere else on the chain. Oh, come on. And attach the paintings to it. And then you can decide at which height and how many different paintings you want to put on the same chain. It can take up to 15 kilograms, if I remember correctly. So we should be fine with several paintings and or prints attached to one and the same chain here. Now, I also thought that buying a power bank would probably be a good idea. As I've already stated, I will be outside at the stand the whole day, and I will be taking pictures, I will be taking videos, I will be using the payment terminal, and in order to have that, the internal peace of not wondering when any or every device is going to die on me, this one will be my best friend for the event. It is a 20,000 mAh. I've done a test charge yesterday. My phone was down to 13%. I've charged it up with this charger in about, well, maybe 20-25 minutes, and it only took 10% of the battery. It has 3 different ports, one fast USB charge, one normal USB charge, and a USB-C one. So you definitely can charge up to 3 devices at the same time, and it won't take all of the charge in one go. And this is a little window that shows you the percentage of the internal battery of this one. Now, what else have we got in this little goodie bag? We thought that taking some of those clamps can be useful if there is a problem with the wind, if we have something that would not want to stay put where it should. Then the chains, I've bought 2 sets of those. These are stickers that will be useful. I've ordered them on Amazon as well. These are small stickers I will write the price on and then just stick them up on the different frames. These I can stick on the paintings that are already sold. In that way, when a customer would want to purchase a painting but not take it with him or with her immediately, but would prefer to continue his tour of the festival, I could just pop on one of those red dots on the frame of the painting in question and then make it visible for everyone else that it has already sold, so there won't be any mix-up. Now I still have some of the thank you cards that are going with me. These are wonderful linen paper. I will sign them by hand then and there. I'm not pre-signing them or anything like that. Then I will of course take some of the business cards with me and leave them on the table so that anyone who is interested in checking out my website or reaching out to me at a later point might do so. I have my logo and the website on it. I've also printed some authenticity certificates for the oil paintings. I just have to cut it in the middle because these are A5 forms printed on an A4. What I generally put onto them is the title, the size, medium that the artwork is done in, the date of completion, and well, the date of the sale, followed by my signature. I will definitely put a stamp with my logo on here. So what I will do today is put in everything regarding the different artworks and then signing them, but I will obviously not fill in the date of the sale because I don't know whether I will be selling any of the oil paintings on one of the 2 days, so I don't want to ruin the certificates. And I also have another type of authenticity certificates for the lino prints. These I have ordered at Vistaprint's website, as I've already told you in my last video. It's the same model more or less, so you have the title size, and as you can see it is the same very nice textured linen paper for the certificates. And then finally this little roll up that I wanted to show you. It's something I still had in stock from my last exhibition, so I've made the decision of not reordering any new ones. Otherwise, of course, I would have put a QR code on it rather than having my website appear in all letters on it. It would have been more practical to have the QR code, but at the same time, I'm trying to be eco-conscious here and also not throw out my money out the window. This roll-up is still quite accurate. The bio hasn't changed. The theme of my artworks hasn't changed neither, so it's still accurate, so I'm not feeling the need of reordering anything new here. So these are all the orders that arrived that I wanted to show you. And all I have to do now for the remaining of the afternoon is to mat the lino prints. I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do that. So now I'm going to clean out the table and cover it up with this protective cloth that I've purchased for the occasion, because my thinking here was, as you can see, the table has lived a little. It has been cut on, there are stains from oil painting, from the oil inks, and I will of course make my best effort in order to clean it up, but I would absolutely not want to take the risk of staining any of the mattings or the authenticity certificates. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. I will cover it up with this protective cloth, and then I will do everything on this, and this way I'm sure that there will be no staining, no dust, no nothing on it, and everything will be clean and neat and well done. And this is it. Everything is done and ready and matted and packaged and put into a small little pile, all ready to go. I will just charge everything into the car and then enjoy the moment of peace before the event and just, take it all in and be glad that I've done it and everything is ready and I can just enjoy this moment of peace and relief, I must confess, because it was quite a rush this last couple of weeks, and now I can relax and get a good night's sleep and then enjoy the whole event. Tomorrow I will of course be taking you guys with me and film throughout the whole Scottish festival so that you can see how the stand looks like. Maybe I will have the opportunity to walk around the festival a little bit and show you what it looks like, because I really think that it's going to be fantastic. As always, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. If you liked it and you're not yet following my channel, please consider doing so. It would help me quite a lot. And if you already are, then thank you for being here and for sticking with me. Although the frequency for now is not really what I hoped for, and I know that I missed some of our weekly appointments. I'm really so sorry, but it's been too much of a rush preparing the Scottish Festival. I hope it will get better. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you at the festival. Bye! If you want to see more of my works available for purchase, please consider checking out my website. I leave the link in the description. If you have an idea for a painting or lino print that you would want me to create especially for you, please don't hesitate to reach out through the contact form of my website.